Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of RAERAEs Review. I'm talking about Reasonable Doubt, baby, Season 2, Episode 4 on Hulu. Y'all been watching? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Now, we're going to go right in, right? But before that, I'm going to say thanks again for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And share the video if you like. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. Okay, so Shannelle is out there back locked up, right? She got caught with with Adrian, trying to run to Mexico, child. And now she back at the I always laugh because it's so funny seeing us at the Fox Hills Detention Center. I'm laughing because it's so fake. It's really not even Fox Hills no more. They call it Westfield, whatever. Anyway, she down there to the Fox Hills Detention Center. And she keep having these dreams about, Off and JT. Of course, who wouldn't if, they actually, went through all that. And she's just, just in her feelings, and she blames herself for staying in the DV relationship, right? But the way she's dreaming about this, it's just different each time. That from moving on now, we're seeing different versions, one might say, of how she's taken, JT off the set. So next we see Lewis and Spencer, and he's ragging on Spencer for wanting to be in theater class. And Spencer kind of, was gung-ho about it. But you know how strong men are, fathers that want to see their sons doing all this manly stuff. And then now you're talking about theater. Talking about wearing wigs and stockings and carrying them. And you can see that, Spencer felt like a little, shame for liking theater. But apparently, this is going to bite Lewis in the butt later. So pretty much, Spencer's like, well, I guess I can just, concentrate on basketball. And Lewis was like, yeah, basketball, yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. The next we see Jax watching Shannelle's therapy video for when she first was out of the hospital, like pretty much the first couple of days when all this stuff happened. And she's just watching it, just trying to gain some understanding and to hopefully, know how to best help Shannelle. But Shannelle doesn't know about the $30 million apparently that she took out of JT's stash. Now, this is interesting. So Dan, the PI, pulls Adrian's bank accounts and starts to tell him, follow him, because there's just something not right. And Jax was like, yes, I need you to stay on him, because the way it's all configured, Dan pulled it all together. It just looks like Shannelle didn't know about the $30 million. So now we see Corey strategizing with the firm, and he's just letting them know the best, things to do and whatnot. And here comes the interview with Jax, not really, on board. So she sidebars with Corey about an interview with Shannelle. She's like, do you think she's ready? And he was like, yeah, we got to do this. But, and we already know that he's doing this case because he has that other case that he lost. Similar to Jax, how she lost that case initially 16 years ago with the dude she was speaking Spanish to. And then she, felt really bad about losing Damon's case. So, pretty much Corey has an interview lined up, and he thinks it's going to be real good, and hopefully things will go well, right? So then we have more Shannelle thinking back to when she met JT and how he came on strong and how inseparable they were and how he proposed. And, she's just going through the motions thinking about the past. So next we see Adrian visiting this guy's house. Apparently he owed this man money because Adrian was playing coy with him. And then the guy mentioned that, where's my 30 million? There it is. There's the link. So obviously Shannelle don't know about this 30 million because Adrian is all wrapped up in it, right? Obvious. Because how he gonna ask for 30 million and it's the same 30 million that Shannelle don't know about? Yeah, so JT is trying to get this money through Shannelle because he owes this dude money. Who is this dude? Well, I guess we're gonna find out, right? So next we see him slap Adrian for playing coy about his money. And then he pulled a strap on Adrian. And then his goons pulled straps on Adrian. Make a move. Pretty much is what it was, a silent make a move if you want to. You get be a number 2 pencil. Child, Adrian just took that slap and was like, okay. I'm like, oh my, this is what we do. This is what we doing. Child, I guess it couldn't have been me. I mean, first of all, ain't nobody slapping me, but it is what it is, child. I'm like, oh, wait, Adrian got slapped straight in his mouth. Anyway, so then Adrian comes out of the man's house looking all disheveled and slapped in the face and whatnot. And so Dan is across the street, looking out, doing his little I Spy private eye, and he starts taking pictures. And he takes pictures of the people that kind of came out, kind of walked him to his car, kind of walked him out. And so he got some intel. Take back to Jax. So now we got Corey's homie lover friend doing the interview. That's the lady he was screwing when Jax called him initially to come on board with this case. Pretty lady. So then, so they're doing the interview, and Shannelle, is talking about previous time. Well, she's thinking about previous times with JT, again, like the proposal. Then she's remembering the first time he hit her, and she starts to get upset about the questions, and she's just going through her mind and she starts to look real uncomfortable. And Jack stops the interview abruptly, and the homie lover friend was like, "What the heck is going on? This wasn't in the playbook." Child, Corey and the homie lover friend just going back and forth, and they were like, "This is not what's supposed to be happening." So Jax and Shannelle talk, and pretty much convinces her she's going to be all right. And this is for you. Think about, talking about how you felt and don't worry about the salaciousness of it all. Don't think about people thinking of you as a murderer. Have them put in your mind, this is from Jax to Shannelle, put in your mind that you are really fighting for your life, and this interview is going to help you. Think about saying things that'll, just tell the truth so that people will know exactly how you felt in the moment, because it is self-defense. And, she got her back. So pretty much that conversation helped Shannelle. Shannelle goes back to the interview and rocks it. I mean, she couldn't get throwed from none of the, constant jabs and questions about, well, what's different from then than now, and why did you stay, and all those typical questions. And pretty much the homie lover friend seemed like she was on JT's side. Hey, everybody has a side. And child, guess what else happened? One of the homie lover friend's assistants pulled up some info, presented her with a document, and it's a document of a canceled check that JT wrote to Toni so Toni can get rid of a baby she says she got from JT. Child, she presented that to Shannelle. Shannelle was flustered, but it didn't stop her. It didn't stop her at all. And more of the interview, Shannelle is really, remembering a little bit more. And we come to find out 3 months prior, there was some event honoring JT. And there's a point within that party that she goes to the bathroom, fixes herself up, and next thing you see her turn around and tell someone to close the door and lock it. And that's Adrian. So 3 months prior, her and Adrian was messing around. Unfortunately, she also remembers later that night, you can see her laying in the bed with her face bruised and everything, and JT laying in the bed next to her, where he's apologizing for what he did. He said, just that I didn't know where you were within, a time within the party, and I just, I lost it. And then you can see him going through some type of maybe anxiety attack of some sorts, and he's asking her to stay with him while he goes through, and she just patting him down with a bruised face, crying and carrying on, and she's just silent, just letting him know she's here. And then she turns back over, lays down, still in her party dress, face bruised, hair still up, and he's just over there laying in the bed, gripping her real tight. It was just it was a sick moment, if you ask me. Just just to lay there with this person who beat you up, and he's expecting you to care for him. Child, if I don't turn around with an ice pick, just saying. But anywho, after that memory, the interview is over, and the homie lover friend lets him know, this didn't go the way we planned, but I know that's how things go sometimes, being around you, and pretty much how Shannelle mentioned to her, sometimes you have to stay in a relationship longer than you need to. And then the homie lover friend was looking like, yes, that is true. Sometimes you do. So interview ended, and then the homie lover friend was talking to Corey some more and let him know, pretty much ending it in front of Jax, that she walked over, and Jax was like, oh, how long y'all been screwing? And he didn't say that, and she was like, she called him an N-word because she was disappointed. Child, anywho, next. What else happened, child? Oh, so then we got Dan. He gets, he sees Adrian coming out of maybe a pawn shop of sorts or some type of thing. Some business he's coming out of. And then Adrian tears up some paperwork, throws in the trash can right there, and then drives off. And Dan put on his gloves, went over there, picked it up, pieced it together. He was like, yes, got some more stuff. So he's gonna take that back to Jax and see what the heck is going on. So next we got Lewis over here. Spencer talk about the fight that he was in, the one that he was suspended for. And so because pretty much that suspension was for fighting. And he told his dad that he was getting punked by somebody, and so he had to man up. And Lewis was like, we don't condone fighting, but sometimes as a man, you just got to do what you got to do. Shook his hand. He's like, well, you still got to deal with your mama, so clean your room so she don't go so hard on you. But now it's a different story, as Lewis comes in with a plate of sandwich. Coming in his room, like, boyfriend got that phone wet? So Spencer was like, huh? He's like, so that's what really happened? Why you lie? And then that's when Spencer said, well, I had to, because you was, talking about me because I like theater. Pretty much Lewis kind of apologizes for making him feel bad for liking theater more than basketball. And Spencer's like, yeah, talking about wigs and stockings and things. I mean, I really like it, and I'm good. So Lewis, apologizes, but he's still on punishment, and that's that on that. So now Lewis is, feeling like a heel for making his son feel bad, because Lewis thought, well, if you're gay or if you're, if you, Spencer's like, no, ain't nothing like that. I just like theater. So again, it's not about whether your child is gay or not. It's just what they're interested in. And you should push and support what your kids are interested in, even if you may not be interested in it. Learn more and talk to your kids more about what they like, so you wouldn't have to, ragging on his dreams and making him feel less than who he is because it's not what you want. So hope, lesson learned as a parent. So next we see Jax calling her psychiatrist because she needs more long-term anxiety meds. She had a panic attack after the interview was over because she was upset that time that she, stopped it. She kind of gathered herself, but she realizes now that she needs something a little more long-term because it's been quite some time, 3, 4, 5 months. And she's still taking the meds and she's still having these attacks. And she just wants something that, she probably, feels though she needs something more long-term, like she said. So she gets home and Lewis tells her about clowning Spencer as the reason for Spencer fighting. She was like, well, now you really got to, be careful about how you deal with the kids, and it's good that you guys talked, and but he still shouldn't be fighting nobody over, talking. Now, somebody, we all know somebody touch you, that's self-defense. You can touch them back, but nowadays, child, these schools don't want you to do nothing. They want you to hover over and cover your face and just hunker down. But come on now, in real life, that's not what you're allowed to do. And I really hope that, I know it's kind of a catch-22 with these kids because they can, take it and run with it, give a kid an instinct and they take a mild child. But self-defense is self-defense. So someone's coming at you while you're in 8th grade, 2nd grade, or 12th grade, you have a right to defend yourself. Now, ain't nobody saying keep dragging them across the field after that, you got the best of them. But, a quick 1, 2, maybe 3, 4 to get them out for you. And that's pretty much it. Anywho, so what else they talking about? Oh, and then, child, it was, the tea was so good from Dan, he had to come over to the house and give it give it to Jack. So apparently Dan found out that the guy that slapped Adrian, in front, the guy that he got pictures from, is the business manager of JT. Then they flash back a little bit to how Adrian and JT, how Adrian was introduced to JT's business manager. His name is Evan Gerard. And that's how Adrian got to know him. Now I can't wait to find out exactly why he owed this man $30 million. So Dan is letting Jax know that all of the monies and things and all of the, receipts here and financials over there, everything is tied to the $30 million. So now they know Adrian's mixed in with this Evan Gerard business manager person. It's all linked to this $30 million that definitely Shannelle didn't know about. Child. So Jax is thinking, what is going on? Because she knows that something ain't right. Talking to Shannelle, like she said, going over these videos and just knowing her best friend, she's thinking that Shannelle is protecting somebody. And lo and behold, here we go with Shannelle sitting in her bed at the Fox Hill Detention Center, and she is having one of those memories of the day that her husband was murdered. And it's a little more realistic, pretty much, to what happened, apparently, because now, as she's remembering, and that part of the attack where he did on her, where he's beating her up and everything, and he's choking her out, then he gets hit over the head while he's choking her out. So it couldn't have been Shannelle. And then in the slow motion, effect of the cinematography, he whoever did it knocked JT over with whatever they knocked him in the head with while he was choking Shannelle. And she's looking at the person, looking at him, and looking at the person, then it goes off. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. I can't wait for episode 5. So yeah, y'all, that was episode 4, Reasonable Doubt on Hulu season 2. Thanks for tuning in, and come back, because every day this week we're going to be finding out what really happened to JT and Shannelle and everybody on season 2. Thanks again for tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and share, and I'll catch you later. Happy Vlogtober.